All forgotten cars deserve a second, third, or maybe even a fourth chance, just like what we plan to do with our hidden California gem of a Corvette. In our last episode, we pulled her out of her 20+ year long parking spot, got her motor unstuck, gave her a good cleaning after all that time, and had just gotten her to fire off. For sitting that long and not even changing the carburetor, I gotta say, that's pretty darn impressive. But the real question is, will it run?
Well, it'll be a miracle if the fuel pump actually works sitting all these years, but I do have a line running from the fuel pump into this fuel can right here, and I have primed it. I put some fuel down into the line, so it should be able to pick up pretty quick, and hopefully that plunger in there still works, and hopefully we can get this carburetor fed. I'm fairly certain that they had all the wires wrong on this thing, and they were definitely backfiring a lot in this carb. Who knows, we could have bad power valves in here. We need to check all that. Let's see if it gets fed and see if we can get it to actually fire up.
Better fire this thing up.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think that's a maybe. It's a big maybe.
Maybe. Maybe, baby.
Because I want to hear the raw power of this small block Chevy.
Won't be hearing much afterwards.
Go ahead. Whoa! Yeah. The gasket's on fire.
Now we know why it's black.
Great. Crank it up. Trying. All right, where are we? Good. Right? Get your earplugs off. Now we got work to do. We got to do the brakes. We got to get transmission working. We got to get all this stuff working so we can drive it.
Man, oh man, what a great way to kickstart this rescue. Then we got this news. Well, the worst thing that could happen quite actually happened. So before we get out here, we usually mail tools here. Although yes, Jim's got a lot of great resources for us, there's a lot of automotive tools he doesn't have or things that we just definitely need while we're out here. So we mailed those out. We mailed 2 boxes, one of which arrived, absolutely no problems, went off with a hitch. But we have been waiting for our larger box for literally almost days, if not weeks at this point, and still haven't received it. I tracked it last night, said it was supposed to be delivered yesterday. One thing led to another, didn't get delivered. Check on it this morning, and I get this notification on the tracking information, not via email, saying all merchandise is missing and empty carton was discarded. Are you kidding me? This box has power tools, it has a carburetor, it has a tripod for one of our cameras, it has a welder, it has a welding helmet. I mean, it has all of this really expensive stuff that we need to complete this project. And I'm calling UPS, getting absolutely nowhere, and they're like, okay, well, we'll send you something so that you can give us an itemized list of what's in the box. They just send me a thing saying, oh, well, your packaging basically wasn't good enough and there's nothing we can do about it. We're not liable for this situation at all. But let me tell you, this made it to 6 facilities across the United States, from South Carolina all the way to California, to the hub 12 miles from where we currently are, and all of a sudden the package is not good enough, it's not strong enough packaging for our stuff. Like, how does this happen? So we look it up, and James finds the mecca of negative Yelp reviews from this place, which is, like I said, 12 miles away, basically referring to this place as if it's the Bermuda Triangle of shipping packages. James and I are betting that everything basically got stolen. The show must go on, aided by an extra trip to Harbor Freight.
Here we are, replacing all our tools that got lost by UPS. Yay.
Replacing our tools.
Oh, are you making fun of UPS also?
Yes.
Good.
UPS, do better.
After you miss.
This is honestly the least excited I've ever been to walk into a Harbor Freight, I'm just saying.
Yeah, might as well get a shopping cart.
To the power tools.
Power tools.
Special delivery. Man, we just gotta make the best of today. With everything going on, just gotta keep moving with a smile on your face.
It's supposed to be 100 degrees outside today, so instead of pushing the car out in the driveway and working on it, we're gonna just jack it up in the garage because it's about, feels like 20 degrees cooler in the shade here in California.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to wash these. Boom shakalaka. Look how thick those are. Like how wide those are.
60s, baby.
Yeah, baby.
So looking at the condition of these, I really think that we should probably just go ahead and get calipers all the way around. And
I feel ya.
I think if we can find a master cylinder and 4 brake calipers for this car, and then lines, rubber lines all the way around.
My only dilemma is the calipers and stuff aren't a huge deal, but after doing some research, that master cylinder is pretty special. You can buy a Remand one that's the exact same as that, but it's like $800, almost $900, not including shipping.
Can we get it here quickly? That's what we need to know.
Probably.
Calipers, brake lines, master cylinder. We need to hear by tomorrow.
I can check and see maybe if Rock Auto's got something for this kind of stuff, but the master is pretty specific to Corvette. Like, it's on Corvette websites or eBay, and eBay, there's no guarantee, obviously, so. Cylinder. It is power brake.
So for that, I would have a special order.
Okay, what is that? What's that part number on that?
That one is Mary. 63. What's your name's Caroline, right?
Yep.
And what's your phone number? So then when those other parts come in, I can give you a call back.
It is 8 by Napa to the rescue. So they have 3 of the 4 calipers and 3 of the 4 hoses, but the extra hose and caliper will be here later today. Guessing you didn't hear me.
What did you say?
We don't have a line wrench, do we? This job just got 10 times harder. And we don't have a breaker bar. Okay, great.
Well, let's just make a list of the tools we need and we'll get them. You know, that's all I can say.
Not having our shop to work on cars is one thing that we've been able to work around with absolutely no problem, but not having our tools is quite the challenge. Especially when it comes to older cars, there are things like line wrenches, special sockets, electric power tools, and such that really just save us the time and places so that we can better prioritize making better content for you guys and even just finishing the car. But nonetheless, we will prevail toolless. left. Yeah, so I have to drill these pads out because the pins that we got with the new calipers have to go in it because the small pins will just go right through. Very interesting, isn't it? One little tappy tap from the drill and easy fix. Just gotta do it 2 more times.
First new caliper is on, which is cool. Some of these lines are not coming off, which kind of stinks. So we're probably not going to change the rubber lines off in the back. So what, right? We don't need back brakes. We definitely need front brakes to stop. The back brakes can stay off, and we can just do burnouts all the time. That's the way I look at it. Hey, man!
Exactly. There you go.
Nice shot!
That's the spirit.
Is it time to go get a cider yet?
It will be as soon as we get these brakes done. But first, you gotta laugh at one of my dad jokes. You know, what's the saying? Men will be men, but now it's cavemen will be cavemen, working with our primitive tools. Oh no, this goes.
Maybe I will get drunk tonight. No, I'm not getting drunk. Those days are over for me.
Getting high on life, right?
Ow! Wake me up when this is done. Thank you, UPS. Thank you very much. Oh, are you okay?
Not doing anything, you're good.
Can I move it?
Yeah.
Your mama. Okay, got the new line on, new caliper. Everything seems to be lining up and doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So now we just got to do the other side, get these things bled, and see if we get a brake pedal. Today is what I'm going to call moving day. We actually have to get some stuff done. We replaced all the calipers all the way around. They were in terrible shape. I'm hoping this master cylinder will work. This particular master cylinder is very specific to this car. You need to send them off and get them rebuilt, or order a remand one, and they cost around 900 bucks. We don't even know if they have one in stock. So we have cross-referenced a master cylinder to a basic GM one that may bolt in here and possibly work. So we've got to start moving downhill on this project. We've been going uphill, going uphill, going uphill, digging it out, finding the things wrong with it, getting it running. We're running out of time. We're in California. We're limited on our time out here, and we need to figure this out and get this thing running and driving as quickly as possible. So we went over to the computer and we were looking up the master cylinder from Napa that would possibly bolt onto this. We did a lot of research yesterday on that. And I just said, screw it, while we're doing that, I'll just let this try to gravity feed and get some fluid over here, because it wasn't doing it all morning. So I'm not sure if we got action by trying to pump up the rear brakes or what's going on. Come back here after about 20 minutes and we have fluid. So maybe we'll try this master cylinder again.
I'm hopeful for the master. James is skeptical of the master. He's down there somewhere trying to get these calipers to fill with fluid. I mean, we probably
Pump it up.
there you go. We probably should have messed around with this or gravity bled them last night. But honestly, we were just exhausted. So holding, we left it as a task for today. So if we can get these brakes nailed down, that is an awesome.
Ow!
You okay?
Pump it up.
Pumping. And then we can get this sucker out in the driveway, tune it, possibly drive it. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna get this, we just gotta get wrenching. Looks like that master cylinder's working after all, huh?
I guess it just needed some convincing. I let it gravity bleed on every one of the calipers for at least 2 hours and didn't get any action out of it. And then when you came in here and you were pumping and we were trying to get the backs to work, I guess that must have, I don't know, convinced everything to start working, because that line bled, gravity fed, this line gravity fed. I'm gonna check the backs now. We do have brakes on the front, so all we need to do is see if we can get some on the back. This is a dual feed, so the front brakes are the front brakes and the back brakes are the back brakes. Really, I don't really care if the back brakes work. That
Burnouts.
We can do burnouts. Yeah.
We were thinking the same thing. Wheels and tires on the ground. What's the fuel situation looking like?
We just put some fuel in the tank. The tank is completely dry. It's not rusty, so it should feed with no problems. We need to put new fuel line on the feed from the line from the tank to the fuel pump and from the fuel pump to the carburetor. For some reason that carburetor must have been dry and it works absolutely great. So we may just need to do a couple adjustments on that. Man, we could be driving this thing in the next couple of hours.
Oh, I wanted to clean the wheels. Maybe I'll do that really quick. The good thing about being out here in California is everything's fairly dry. There's a little bit of humidity, but everything dries so quickly. So let's go clean those wheels first before we put them on, because they really need it. Just put those anywhere.
Man, it's so tight in here. I'm just trying to get this brake line, or not the brake line, the fuel line on here. I tell you, come on, you can do it, you can do it. Good enough.
Angles here less than ideal.
Kind of tight in there, isn't it?
Just a little bit. It's only fair. I was making fun of you yesterday.
You're doing a great job.
I know.
See if your hand will fit down in there. Well,
Yep.
I guess it will with the rag too, huh? Another great reason to have a woman in your team is the hands are a little smaller and they can get down these little holes like this. I highly recommend get your daughters out in the garage. They can get their hands in the little tight spots.
It's actually not bad.
I know, it's super dry. I mean,
I'm pretty impressed by that.
doom wop zoom dweeble.
Did you notice that some chucklehead decided to scratch that back glass? Probably with the Scotch-Brite pad, maybe? Trying to get like some overspray off?
Oh yeah.
Thankfully it's not too deep, but there are some...
Doom wop zoom dweeble.
Alright, we gonna fire this thing up.
We're very close. Go ahead and put the battery cable on.
Did you get all the fuel lines fixed?
Yeah, fuel line's good. What we need to do is put fuel in it, which we don't have. We're gonna have to go to the store and get some fuel.
We have a little bit, right?
Yeah, just leave that untucked. We gotta go get some fuel.
Well, how much do we have?
We need to put 5 gallons in this at least.
Ready to fire this thing up and move it under its own power?
Yeah, I think so. Get you to do that. Be inside, fire it. I'll watch for everything and
Make sure I don't ignite.
yeah, and
Or
I'll check
spun.
the trans fluid. We'll get Jim to move his car. And
Hope I don't spontaneously combust.
we'll make sure we have a pedal first thing.
Yeah, that'll be fine. I guess the upside is if it decides to take off with no brakes, I just go sailing into a chain link fence and a bush and a tree.
Yeah, no. What? Okay.
Ready?
working? It has no fluids in it, so let's wait till tomorrow to do the burnout, okay?
The fuel gauge is just awesome. Sitting for 20 plus years, and here we are. We are this much closer to driving it tomorrow.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's freaking awesome. The brakes are like, I'd give them like a 6 out of 10.
We can make them better.
Well,
I mean,
we don't have any back brakes, so.
there's 0 back brakes right now. Perfect for burnouts.
You know, I feel like our list has been ever changing because we've been coming across a bunch of issues. The fact that we got it running is a feat on its own. Now it's a matter of just kind of shaking it down. Tomorrow we obviously have to make sure we can get it drivable. So to do that, we need to put fluids in it.
We want to get that in the car, and then we want to get all these Bondo boogers sanded down. I know that's kind of like low on the list, but I want to get all these Bondo boogers sanded down and get this thing somewhat smoothed out. And then we really assess whether or not we have time to put a coat of paint on this, or at least prime it.
I think at the very least we should at least try to prime it or prime spots of it, because if we plan on doing anything with this, whether we take it to shows or whatever, touching it is going to happen. And the worst is little fiberglass, little needles. We need to get this thing hot. We need to get some heat in the engine and just find our leaks. But other than that,
Man, this engine wants to move. You can really feel it. You can really feel it, the responsiveness of, you know, it's a canned motor. It definitely, I have no idea what the internals are all about, but you can feel the power in the engine, which makes me extremely happy.
and then we need to put taillights on too.
Right.
If we want to drive it, we got to make it sort of
Figure
legal.
out how these buckets go up. I don't know how they go up.
Oh God, maybe not like that.
The lights are in there though. That's cool. They work. They shine. Now we just got to figure out how to
Make them work, like open work. I don't know, I'll do some research on that, but I think it's a pretty good job, huh?
Good job, kid. You did great.
All
That's
right,
awesome.
save the rest of that for tomorrow. Something that's always amazed me, I think ever since we started working together, is how you can clean up chrome.
Oh, I love it. Been doing it for a long time.
I mean, if you look at these headers right here, they look brand new. Which I think is also not going to help us aesthetically, because the car then really needs to look like it needs to be painted, but...
Everybody will be looking at these. They won't be looking at the rest. That's
Yeah.
the great thing about jewelry on a car, you know?
Exactly. Those are looking pretty good. Now get back to work. No, nothing? Okay.
Meetings will begin later. Oh, it's so nice to be wide open.
See something nasty?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was pretty thick.
The first one was just this big old booger that came out. I'm glad we're changing the oil.
Yeah, it needs to be done.
I'm sure the motor would appreciate it too. It's like nasty oil on the bottom and good oil on the top. It's gross though. Look at that.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Could you grab me a rag, please? Oh. Thank you. Okay. I'd like to get off this mat now.
The cool thing is we got a bunch of parts for this car. Bad news is we didn't get a lot of the hardware that puts those parts back on the car. So I've been trying to go through some of Jim's hardware and matching up some of the bolts and just getting some of the parts bolted back on the car, like the side pipes, which is our exhaust system. There are some baffles in here and it keeps it a little quieter. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get everything lined up. And the other thing is we have no power tool, so I'm having to do everything by hand, which really sucks. Oh, I just lost my nut in the frame. No. Oh, I dropped another one. Man. Oh, I know how I could do this. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make me some double stick tape out of this. And I'm gonna put this. Okay, now I can reach in the little small hole that this finger goes in and hold this on the bolt. And that worked. The unfortunate thing is there's two bolts that are lost in the frame now. Or excuse me, two nuts. Oh well. What you gonna do? I like toast and jelly. Mmm, mmm, mmm.
So it looks like we're getting power to all of the wiring in the rear, which is great. Some of the grounds are a little questionable, but that's what's nice about the Power Probe. I just clip it on here and I have a good ground. But yeah, I think really we just need to clean these up a little bit. Contacts on them are kind of crappy, so I'm going to clean the contact points on the actual wiring harness, and then we'll just put some new bulbs in with some dielectric grease, and then I think I'll be able to send these suckers right in. We can take it for a drive because it'll be able to show people that we're stopping or turning, or quite possibly even a reverse. I don't know if they originally come with white lenses here or if they originally come with red, but there are a second set of red. I kind of think the red ones would look better in here, so maybe we'll pop those in when we clean these up. So let me unplug all these and go get some bulbs. Right now, we are team working really hard. So right now I'm working on the new video that's supposed to go live tomorrow, while my dad is kicking butt on sanding the Corvette, because we really want to try, we'd love to get paint on it, but we'd really love to try to just get primer on it, because the fiberglass being exposed on it is no bueno, and working on it kind of sucks when it's like that. And I think just giving it a fresh look and covering up all that nastiness and fixing those little Bondo boogers will look nice. Let's go check in on them though. Looks like you're rocking it out over here, Pops.
Nose is almost sanded.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
Like it looks like how it should have looked.
Yeah, I mean, we could technically prime this car after we're done knocking all these mountains down. I gotta tell you, if you're doing a Bondo job on your car, you want to use the least amount possible on every coat. Don't try to put big girders of Bondo to fill up your hole. You want to do skim coat, skim coat, skim coat, skim coat. Layer it on until you get it nice and flat. What happens is you end up doing way more work than you actually should be doing. When you leave those big mountains on there, it takes forever. There was a mountain, a Bondo right here that was so massive that it took me at least 30 minutes to get it this flat, and it's still not flat. So highly recommend just do skim coats, sand, skim coat, sand, till you get it smooth.
The moral of the story is less is more.
Less is more. Looking pretty good, young lady. Got her smoothed off.
It's coming along. It's already looking a lot better. Just sanded. Wait till it's actually painted. Getting her all squeaky clean.
Tomorrow, we paint. Looks good.
I'm really excited. This is freaking coming together. The side pipes.
This is our first rescue actually painting too.
Usually there's more emphasis on rescue rather than
Oh no,
make
no,
pretty.
wait. We did the American hood.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me paint the whole car. I'm excited about painting this car.
Yeah, should come out. Shows the.
That's roughly what we're working with.
It won't focus. There we go. Well, if we can make the rest of the car that color, it'll be way better than the.
But just for clarification, it's only primer. It still needs a lot more body work, but we just don't have the time or resources to really go all out. Plus, we don't know if we're going to paint it. So the primer at least will lock in all that nasty fiberglass. We can touch the car, work on the car, and not worry about it. And it'll also just look a million times better. Getting ready to paint, and we are setting up our outdoor paint booth courtesy of Jim.
Here we go. This move this. Can we go this way? Easy right here.
Starting with the hood and the valance. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go there, and that'll give me a good idea of what's happening with the gun and how I like it. Gun's all set. Everything's all set. What you doing?
Unmasking our freshly blued Corvette.
It's very moody blues.
I think it looks awesome. I am wicked impressed.
This is super cool. Let's see what these side cuts do. Oh yeah. Very nice.
Yeah. Right here.
Nicely done, Jimmy. Thanks for the help, man.
No problem.
Without you, none of this is possible.
Without me, there would be blue everywhere.
Well, okay. We can go with that. Nicely done, young lady.
Came out really nice.
Look at that blue.
Although it's not really like the perfect blue, it's the perfect blue, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we could have done any better. You know, Bang did us a solid at Ned's paint shop, putting a blue tint on the high build primer that we got. This body needs to be completely skim coated with Bondo.
It needs to be worked properly, but
Yeah.
the upside is it's a sealed in car. It gives us the opportunity to keep it safe while we do whatever we plan on doing with it, and then if we want to paint it, we're ready to basically start working it.
Good job. Can you push back more or what?
I don't know. Are you fighting me right now?
I'm not fighting you at all. But don't pull down any. You gotta push up.
Up, making it worse.
You put your bracket on right?
I put it on the only way it went on. I didn't change it.
Okay.
Unless someone else might have changed it.
Yeah.
The way this bracket lines up with this hole and the bumper's touching, it's just not good.
Who knows what kind of body?
I think your side just has to go up. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. Well, we ran into a problem getting a belt for the front of this. I could not find the exact size that we had. We ended up getting just a tad bit longer. This bracket that came on this small block Chevy would only allow so much throw for adjustment. So when we had a little bit longer belt, we weren't able to tighten the belt because this bracket had run out. So since we lost our welder and all of our tools that we would be able to make things with due to UPS, I have taken another one of these brackets that had a smaller cutout here, and you'll see I've taken 2 bolts, bolted that in, and we've lengthened the throw on our adjustment here. So now I've got the nice and tight belt. We shouldn't have any issues with charging and cooling this thing.
Look at that. That's how you open your door. Definitely interesting. There's a lot of little small things in this car that are really amazing me. That's being one of them. I was like looking for a door handle and couldn't find one because I was looking for a silver ball instead. We're gonna go hit a couple places. Do you need anything at like CVS, Walmart?
Yeah. We're not gonna be going.
Just be prepared if we need to get gas, you know, just...
Oh, the window. Oh. Hey, the handles work.
You ready to ride, Clyde?
Nicely done.
I know.
This interior is sweet.
Isn't it?
Let's
First drive.
Let's keep an eye on the temp. Battery's charging. Everything looks good. Let's just see what happens here.
First drive, first drive, first drive. You're clear. Looky there. Get some. Up the hill and then down the hill.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds to me like the top is not all the way to click down. Is that what that was? The front brakes are working great. Not having rear brakes is weird, but it's something we can fix. But the front brakes are not leaking at all, so we definitely have no problem with having front brakes.
That's good.
Sweet.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, it's just a 2-speed power glide in this thing. Maybe they were drag racing it or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we made it further than Skull Clops.
We burned down right about there.
Corvette. I like Corvette. Whoa, what was that?
We're losing parts.
Did we lose parts?
Yeah, something just fell off.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm 100% sure. I just heard it hit the ground.
What was it?
Probably one of your bumper brackets.
No.
You
They're bolted on.
You had one floating around in the back.
No.
Is it hitting the wheel well?
You said you heard something hit back here. I don't see anything on the ground.
I heard some like metal.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Very weird. I guess if we find any parts that we're missing, we'll know where they are.
I didn't see anything in the rearview mirror.
It's
I
kind
guess
of
they just,
bottoming out.
it might be.
Because it's coming from this wheel right behind me.
What'd you forget?
Nothing. I don't think so, at least.
Oh, we have no brakes.
Oh no.
No, I mean, really. We literally have no brakes.
That's phenomenal.
I mean,
No
zero.
brakes.
Yeah.
What the heck happened?
I don't know.
Wonder what happened.
But we blew out a line.
You think that's what that noise was?
I bet it was.
Blew out the rear one?
Yeah. Something. I'm glad that didn't go out going down the hill. Look at you. There we go.
Okay, let's see what's wrong. Wow, it's running so good, too.
Oh, it runs fantastic.
So you know that sound I heard?
Yeah.
Figured out what it is. Look at that brake pad.
The brake pad came out?
No, the retaining shaft, you know, to go through the pads fell out. And the pads are all jacked up. So you've got a piston that's touching the rotor, and then you have 2 pistons that are just touching the brake pad that's all jacked up. All in all, this whole rescue has just been super fun anyways. Getting to do this stuff with my dad on a regular basis is a true blessing, and I don't know. I couldn't ask for it any other way, but I am one super lucky human. So, yeah, just very happy to be here, and this build's been pretty good, and I don't want to say flawless, but it has been working out pretty good for me, for us. Okay, we lost the pin somewhere around here. The real question is where? Where did he lose it? Oh, I see it. She is. Looky there. So what I gather happened is when we were putting those calipers on, the fitment was not perfect, and they were being a little stubborn. So, and we also had the wrong bolts. The ones that were originally in it were not the ones that go into the other calipers. So I think what might have happened is just one of us was not paying attention and reamed it in there, and then to test fit it, but never put a cotter pin back on it. That's the only thing that makes any sense, but at least we have the pin.
You know what I like doing more than working on cars with you?
Breaking them?
Breaking down with them. How fun is this? Look, we get alone time, we get to talk about world problems and life and everything that's going on, and how there's another storm coming in, it's forming in the Gulf and bearing down on Florida, which totally stinks. I pray you guys don't have to deal with any of that there. But yeah, we're on Mare Island and we broke down again.
Yet again.
Somehow the cotter pin came out of this, and then this fell, and that's what we heard falling. And the brake shoes slipped out of place. They just slipped out of place. They didn't fall out and lock the wheel out, which is really good. But they slipped out of place, and then the piston, it's a four piston caliper. So 2 of the pistons pushed out, and we basically lost brake pedals because we only have front brakes. Yes, we only have front brakes. That's what I said. We thought it would be good enough for a test drive.
It was until it wasn't.
The good news is Jim, once again, is
saving the day.
Being the hero and bringing us the tools that we need. And we should be able to get this thing back together and back on the road.
Pretty quickly.
Nice bet.
That's not supposed to be like that.
Who's there?
The artist.
Barnyard fine?
Pretty much. Let's go.
I said something in the last video about how we get the privilege of meeting amazing people throughout our car-related shenanigans. With those people come stories. Stories about past loved ones, first cars, or sought-after dreams. When we come across these stories, we strive to tell them in a way that maybe someone out there can relate and understand. When we're presented with the opportunity of showing a loved one of our completed cars, that for us makes it that much more special. In this case, Alice. John, the former owner of the 65 Corvette, was a collector, a tinkerer, a hot rodder, and most importantly, a husband, father, and grandfather. Although he's not here to see our semi-finished product, we hope that we would have made him proud with this one. Alice, his wife on the other hand, has been a huge part of this since day one, so it would only be right to take her for her first ride.
Are you ready to go see the car?
I'm super excited to see it.
All right.
I guess I need that. Oh, that is stunning. What a difference. Headlights and everything.
Wow.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh, I wish John were here.
Yes.
He would love it. No dust. Oh my gosh, the interior looks good. Somebody did a lot of scrubbing.
A lot of elbow grease, but it came out quite nicely.
Oh, it did. You guys did fabulous work. Look at that console.
Now the real question is, do you want to go for a ride?
You bet I do. I've been waiting to do that.
We put heating glasser in all the cylinders, let it sit overnight, and sure enough, it broke loose right away.
Wow,
So
that's outstanding.
we didn't have to go buy an engine, and that is a plus.
Well, the engine looks pretty good.
Nothing's going to hurt it at all. This is just primer, as you see, so it's ready for the body work now. You can see there's a lot of little imperfections, but at least it's all one color, and we've got it primed and ready for the body work that we need to. Because now, before, if you did this, you would get fiberglass all in you. So now we've
So it's
sealed
sealed.
it up,
Yeah.
and we don't have to worry about the fiberglass. These doors are raw fiberglass. Surprisingly enough, all the gauges work.
Wow, that's great.
So you have fuel gauge that works. The only thing that we don't have working is the tachometer, because the tachometer is a gear-driven tachometer that goes to the distributor, and we had to change the distributor out in order to get that to work.
Wow. I don't think I've ever sat in this Corvette.
Oh my gosh, really?
Really, I don't have a memory of sitting in the Corvette. I remember it being in the shop because it was very important.
I'm glad you're able to get in here and sit.
Oh,
in it
me
like
too.
this. Isn't that neat?
It's pretty neat, pretty cool. Wished it had a 4-speed still in it.
Well, you bring that up. That's an interesting thing. We actually went and rummaged around a little bit in the warehouse, looking for a couple other parts. We did find the running boards on the side, and they were all the way in the back, which was interesting.
Wow.
There's a 4-speed there, and we found the original shifter for the car. So I want to talk to you about some stuff down at the warehouse and maybe give you some more money. I want to give you at least what I didn't have to spend on the motor.
Oh yeah, I would. I think it needs a 4-speed in it.
Yeah.
On the road.
Yeah?
Get this girl out of the barn.
Are you ready to go for a ride?
I'm more than ready. I'm
All right,
excited.
let's go do it. All right. No seat belts.
No seat belts.
We do actually have seat belts, but we're just going to cruise. You want to put one on?
Oh no, I don't.
I'm not going to put one
If
on.
we could
so.
take it, if we could put it on the quarter mile, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But it might be a little too risky.
Here we go. Fires right up.
That
Little photo opportunity.
that is awesome. I think one of the most awesome things, and I don't want to get teary, is seeing you and Caroline working on it together. That is just awesome.
Yeah.
Because John and Christine used to do a lot together. He did a lot with his son, and Johnny did wrench a little bit when he was younger, but he would prefer to build computers. And if we would have moved to Texas, he would have built a shop for his dad, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they would have wrenched together.
Everybody has to have their thing, you know, and you know, this is Caroline and I's thing.
I think it's amazing.
So the carburetor was clean.
That's
and
amazing.
This is I did not have to rebuild the carburetor.
That is amazing.
Isn't it? It sat for that long. I'm blown away. But turning the page, and we're giving it another chapter for sure.
And that's important.
But it's just a cruiser. It stays at 180 degrees. It's you know, everything is working very well on it. The exhaust, it's not too loud. And I look forward to doing some road trips in this car.
Oh, yeah.
I would think that John would appreciate this.
Oh, he would.
What do you think?
I think it's great.
All right, so now we just grab that
Oh.
knob and you pull that back. There you go.
Forgot
Neat,
about
huh?
those fancy
Yeah.
knobs.
How epic was that?
I don't know, man. I'm still reeling just from digging this thing out of all the dirt and dust. You know, that warehouse was quite a task.
Well, it was crazy looking back in all of our old footage of when we first met John and we took the tour of his warehouse, and we just were like, that car is so awesome. And, you know, of course it wasn't for sale at the time, and, you know, here we are,
Yeah,
honoring John's memory and bringing a really cool car back to life.
I think that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
You know, I could feel him riding in the car with me when I'm driving it, and I can definitely feel the happiness of the car.
Oh, yeah.
And I think, you know, Alice is really happy she got to ride in it. She'd never sat in the car before. That's amazing. You know, who would have thought?
It's never too late, right?
Exactly. So we do have a lot of work to do to this. The list is pretty long. I think every rubber underneath on the chassis from front to back has to be replaced.
Yeah.
Every nut and bolt is loose on this thing when you're driving it.
It's
right now.
frizz all over again.
Yes.
Yeah,
So-
but I think once we get it home, we can make a really good game plan. We'll have a lift. We'll have more, I guess, proper or specific tools to fix our issues that we need to fix. And it's only up from here, though.
Yeah, we won't be junkyard dogging it when we get back to the
Thank
shop.
goodness. Thank goodness. And we know quite a few people who have Corvettes in our area who potentially will have strange Corvette-specific parts that we can use to make this thing even better and more correct. We want to keep it as original and well-functioning as possible throughout what we do to it, and if not, upgrade it to something better.
A work in progress while we drive it while we're restoring it.
Exactly.
I love that idea.
Yeah, and the best part is the more we drive it, probably the more we're going to find wrong with it, but again, the upside is everything's fixable.
I don't think there's a downside.
I guess not, but
We did it again. All
proud
right.
of us.
Yeah, this was an awesome, epic journey. So,
Well, I mean, I hope this is enough proof in the pudding that if there's a car out there that you want to save, you can do it. Whether you do it by yourself or you are blessed to do it with one of your parents, all you got to do is just get out there and get wrenching. You just got to start somewhere.
let's go.